Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm sitting in the conference room. I haven't done a video in several months. Just want to give you an up-to-date on what's going on in the building. We'll cover a bunch of subjects here. First, let me mention that the barbecue, Dancing Under the Stars, was a success as usual. It went well. I haven't had any complaints so far. I think it's about 5 years now. I'm really not sure. This is the first year in 5 years I wasn't sweating the weather. Okay, every other year we always had thunderstorms in the forecast and problems. I don't know if you remember or not. Last year we postponed it from Saturday night to Sunday night because of the weather. This year the weather was beautiful. We had a very, very good turnout. And to my knowledge, once again, everybody was very, very happy. The next event will be our bagel brunch, which I believe is on Sunday, September 8th. That's at the end of the summer. We do plan on keeping the pool open as usual 1 weekend after Labor Day. We will close, of course, the day after Labor Day, reopen again on Saturday and Sunday the following weekend. So that's it. Everybody can go back on a diet in September, because between the two bagel brunches and the barbecue, I think I actually gained about a half a pound this summer. There's certain things that people ask questions about, and I'll go through some of that and just to give you a rundown. For example, the hallway project. The hallway project is fairly difficult. Okay, difficult because of different opinions. I've had people stop me, and I hear stories that are just incredible. I've heard people say, "Why are you covering the pipes?" I've heard people saying, "You have to cover the pipes, and why don't you just paint the walls?" I've heard some really wild things. But what we're going to do is we have about 6 different interior decorators we've spoken to, different carpet manufacturers, different lighting companies, and we're exploring every avenue. And we're hoping that by next year at this time we'll be underway. We could probably do it sooner, but for financial reasons, and I've said this at all the board meetings, I may have said this before in the past, we're doing this without assessments, any special assessments, okay? We're trying to pull this off. Right now, the building financially is in very, very good shape. We made our final payment for the P-tax, our air conditioners and heaters, which, by the way, we've had some pretty hot days this summer. All's well, okay? We've had very few problems with the P-tax. Nothing like we had, I don't know, it was about 18, 20 years ago. I'm really not even sure how many years it was here. I was here then, of course. I just celebrated my 40th year. I've been living here as of July. So that's gone well. But it's getting back to the hallway project. We're going to do this as intelligently as possible. At the end of the day, there's going to be people that love it. There's going to be some people that don't like it. And this is what happens when you start doing hallways. But again, I'm going to repeat it. The pipes will be covered. The ceilings in the hallways will be taken care of. Okay, we're going to sheetrock all the ceilings, change the wallpaper, change the carpeting, of course. We're looking at porcelain flooring in front of all the elevators, which will be slip-proof, so if anybody wants to question that. And, of course, change all the lighting, do a complete job, and upgrade the building. We've made a tremendous amount of upgrades in this building. For the people that have lived here for the past 20-plus years, you know that over the past almost 10 years now, I'll be on the board 10 years in October, excuse me, we've made tremendous improvements here. We've waterproofed the building. We've changed all the P-tax. We've redone all the elevators. I'm not going to go through the whole list. So this is our next big project, the hallways. After the hallways, then we're going to have to start concentrating on the HVACs on the roof. That's a fairly expensive project. That's to heat and air condition all the hallways. That's over 20 years old. It's due for a change. So this is an ongoing situation here. This is definitely something that has to just keep going on and on and on. But again, we've made a lot of progress here, and we made a lot of progress without having any special assessment. So again, I'm saying the hallway story, and I'm telling you that story for a very simple reason. The reason that people do stop me, people are concerned. But again, we want to do this intelligently and smart. People up and down the strip, the buildings have special assessments everywhere, have had major maintenance increases. And the one responsibility, I think, of the board of directors to be fiscally responsible. And I think that's been done very well. Getting on to some other things, uh, as you noticed, we have some repairs coming up, and I'll tell you what they are. Number one, I'm sure some people must be saying, what's going on with the service driveway where you go to the back door? There's a lot of potholes. There's a lot of problems with the road. If you remember, we had the road done, I believe it was late September of last year. That road started falling apart within a couple of months. We've written numerous letters on our from a management to the company that did the service road. We had a letter written to them from our lawyer. Our attorney wrote them a letter. They responded to, at that time, our property manager, Chris Murphy, that they would be here within a couple of days to address it. They never showed up. It forced us to start a lawsuit against them, which we did. Because we started a lawsuit, we could not repair the driveway. We had to keep it in the condition it was, until we resolved this. They defaulted on the lawsuit last week. We're going in for judgment now, which means, the lawsuit is basically over. We won. So we're going to remedy that in the next month or so. Whether they come through or not, we're having the whole driveway sometime in September. That's what we're shooting for, to have it done, milled, and have it completely redone. When I say milled, the last couple of years, we've done it differently. This is going to be completely ripped up and redone. We're trying to figure out a way now of doing it as quickly as possible, because as we know that the service road, the back of the building, is a very important area to have access to. So if you're concerned or wondering what's going on, we're very well aware of that. We're also going to be redoing the pool. Okay, we're going to be stripping it, pouring concrete, redoing the pool. We hope again to do that in the fall. We're going to redo our tennis court. We're going to redo the all-purpose court, restripe it, repaint it. So again, in addition to the hallways, okay, there's other responsibilities that we have to take care of here as well to keep the building functioning properly. So these are going to be expenses that, of course, stalls the hallways a little bit. We're talking about several $100,000 to do all these projects. So bear with us. Things are going to be, keep progress will keep going forward here. We did plant, the landscaping is beautiful. In the front, it's gorgeous. In the back, we planted quite a few new roses. We were told up front, after they planted the roses, they would probably wilt due to the tremendous heat that we had this summer. And it's also a natural process for them to wilt, for the leaves to fall off. And next year we expect to have them grow in and look beautiful next year. So we're working on the back as well as keeping the front beautiful. So we are addressing the landscaping. We removed some dead trees near the generator you may or may not noticed, and we'll be replanting new trees there in October sometime. We do have storage closets for rent now. We've made additional space. We have I'm going to say about 20 storage closets that are rented right now in the building. We're bringing in about $2,000 a month in additional revenue, and we've made some other space. So if anybody's interested in renting an additional storage, okay, it's available at this particular time. Also want to mention to you the shopping carts and terraces. I go through this all the time. You must bring your shopping cart down yourself, okay? And I'm going to go through it again, and this is more for the newer residents, okay, or the people that aren't listening. If you put your shopping cart in the elevator unattended and just send it down, and somebody's waiting for the elevator to get in there with their shopping cart, sometimes they have difficulty getting into the elevator because there's not enough room with the other shopping cart, or there's some other people in there. Also, when the holidays come, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, etc., a lot of people are doing a lot of shopping, and they come back and there's a lack of shopping carts because they're all in the elevators or people leaving them on the floors. Please return them, okay? The terraces, we put a lot of concentration on the terraces. Again, We spent almost $3 million beautifying the outside of the building, changing the louvers, repainting the building, waterproofing it. A lot of people have got replaced the windows at this point. Please, keep your terrace neat. Don't use that as a storage facility. And if your ceiling's painted, please address it. Okay, just the outside of our building is very, very important. The way it looks. There's also been some other issues. We changed management companies on the 1st of June, and it's very painful. It's very painful for the board of directors in particular to change management companies. Some people have had questions. The people that come to meetings, and as you know, we do have a meeting the first Tuesday of every month. They basically have heard all this before, but again, I'm repeating it. Changing management companies is not what we want to do. But there's more to what you see in the office here. There is a back end, what's called back end. The financials are done, and certain things are supposed to be supplied to us, okay? We became disenchanted, unhappy with our former management company, and when we switched over to the new company, to be very, very blunt, our old company was very uncooperative. They were bouncing some people's checks back and making it look like they didn't pay, and they didn't give us our history. We were supposed to have everything here by the end of May. They didn't even give us the history of some of our accounts till July. History meaning if you were late with your payments, your payment history, any other history you have as a resident here. So everything's kind of straightened out at this particular point. So they were bouncing back. Some people have ACH payments. Some of those payments were being bounced back from association advisors. So it caused a lot of aggravation for some of the people in the office, and of course, a handful of residents. I'm not talking about dozens and dozens. We had about 15 to 20 residents that had trouble with their payments, and they were getting the wrong credits, etc. We do believe it's under control at this particular point. We do have a new manager. Her name is Gail Davis. I'm sure you must know that already. And we also, Chris Murphy has switched over to superintendent here. He's working with Steve, okay? So we're completely covered there. We're very happy the way the office is being shaped at this point. And we feel that things are going to, kind of smooth out at this point. It's very, very hard to switch management companies. But a lot of you know this. We've switched elevator companies. We've switched contractors here. We've switched engineers here. We always make switches and make sure the building gets the best, okay, the best that we can make, get, okay? That's very important to us. We want to deal with people that appreciate our business and want to work along with us. I just want to see if there's anything else here I want to mention before I get to the bottom line here. I assume that, and I urge people that all renters have to have rentals insurance. I am urging all unit owners to make sure you have insurance. If God forbid there's any type of fire here or any other major tragedy caused in your apartment, you are responsible for a deductible. Okay, that's the bylaws, as we have a resolution regarding that. So make sure you have the proper homeowners insurance. That would be very helpful. So let me end this on a good note. This will be our 14th straight year. We will not have any maintenance common charges increase this year. We still feel we have a surplus. We've managed the building very intelligently financially. So I don't think there's any buildings on the strip or anywhere in the neighborhood that can tell you that, A, they haven't had a maintenance increase for 14 years, or most of them are going to tell you they even have special assessments, okay? So I've said this for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'll say it again. I'm 99% sure, okay, this will be the last time I'll be able to say that. There will be a small increase down the road at some point. Our CPA that does our audit yearly begs me every year to give an increase just to get the people acclimated, okay, for an increase. I don't believe in that, neither does the rest of the board. We believe in that. We give an increase when we need the money. If we don't need the money, it doesn't make sense to save for tomorrow, because we're talking about hallways that are going to cost probably a ballpark figure, $6 million, okay? So we're talking about some substantial money here, and that's what we have our eye on. So, hey, listen, if you need anything, reach out to me, reach out to any other board members. We're here for you. We hope you're happy living here. We're trying to make this the best place it could be. Thank you very, very much, and I'll speak to you soon and see you. Thanks again. Oops, I'm sorry. I had one other thing I wanted to bring up. There's a lot of things you bring up here. You try to do this again. Remember, I'm sitting in a room by myself looking at a screen of myself, okay? So I kind of laugh at it. There's an important subject I forgot to bring up before we end this, all right? The garage is ready. We have these stickers that you're going to put up, they're going to be put on the windshields. The garage is ready. We haven't done it for several reasons. There's a lot of things going on in the building. Due to the management change, et cetera, we kind of put it off for a while. We're not going to put it off for much longer. So let me explain that also to you, okay, before I go again. This isn't like we hand you a sticker, you put it on your windshield, and everybody's happy. This is fairly complicated. I'm going to tell you why it's complicated. The sticker that we give you has to be put in a proper space on your windshield. If it's creased or it's crinkled, you could null and void the sticker, okay? It won't be any good anymore. So we're going to have security along with Chris Murphy, okay? We're putting this together. Put this on your windshield. We're going to have our employees put it on your windshield for you, so you won't have to get involved with that and take the chance of ruining it. You're going to have to turn in your remote control. Again, you're going to get a letter that's going to explain all this. You're going to exchange the remote control you have for the garage for your stickers. You're going to have to give your license plate number and your registration because we're going to update all our files. We're going to do this very, very slowly because that's the only way we could do this, all right? We have 950 some odd cars in the garage. People are gone, some people in Florida, some people on vacation. So this is going to be a bigger project than we anticipated. But at the end of the day, our garage is going to be very, very secure. Between the new system, all the cameras we have, et cetera, our security is said by the police department, okay, a local police department, and actually some FBI agents that have been here, et cetera. We have the best security they've seen in any condominium, okay? And we're proud of that because that's what we wanted it to be. So anyway, hold tight. We're going to be making those changes. You'll be getting letters, and it's going to be a slow process. We may start row by row in the garage. We may start by lobby up or whatever. We haven't decided that. We're going to do that in the next couple of weeks. So we didn't forget about the garage. And again, if you don't have a sticker on your car, at the very beginning, we're going to, work along with people. But at a certain point, alarms are going to go off in the booth. Alarms are going to go off at the front door if somebody enters the garage without a sticker on their car. And it's going to give us tremendous security. So once again, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the summer.